The first idea, it's maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I was working in post-production, in sound post-production. I love working with sound. I'm not a professional, but I love working for short films or even feature films. And if you spend 10, 12 hours in the studio and you go outside after that, then you start to realize that maybe the real world has a soundtrack. And you start to doubt from your own senses that your lips are moving and your voice is out of sync. So I was talking to my colleagues, post-production guys, and they told me that that's normal. They have this feeling. So I started thinking, what if I am out of sync? Not the film, but myself. So that's the first idea. After that comes the story, the script, and the rest. But the idea was that. It is a metaphor. I mean, I think that the film has several levels. There is a first level, which is the adventure. I mean, it's some kind of a thriller, and there is an antagonist, which is the delay. The delay that we are dealing now with Skypes and Zooms, and the delay is part of our lives. So there is this fight against the delay, but you can find more. There is several levels. There is being out of sync internally, not living the present, feeling disconnected with the world. There is more levels. I mean, there is a woman who is the main character. It's a woman living in a man's world. I mean, I didn't meet many sound designers, women, during my career. So that's not normal to have this kind of job in a film industry. So you can find several points to discuss during the film. The first one is, I mean, maybe it's some kind of a thriller, is she against the delay. It was a challenge. I mean, this story, I think it's only be presented in a film. You cannot make a graphic novel out of sync, or in the theater, or a novel, or whatever. So this must be a film. And when you're writing, it's a pale story in comparison with the feelings or the sensation that you have while making or watching the film. So I mean, there is some kind of a game playing with the basic tools of cinema, which is image and sound. When silent films disappeared because the arrival of the sound, it wasn't the sound, it was the sound in sync, because the previous films, the silent films, wasn't silent films, it was music there. There was a musician playing music. The thing is that it wasn't in sync. So when the sound arrived in sync, changed everything. So the main goal was playing with the basic tools, image and sound, and not every time in sync. That's it. In fact, we made some lessons of sign languages, and there is a whole sequence devoted to this school of sign language. But in the end, in the editing room, we didn't put it didn't make the final cut. But I think it's similar. The disease that she has in the movie, it's similar, but it's not exactly the same, because she has sound. The only thing that it's not connected with it's happening in real time. But we had some connection with the deaf world, so we explored that. Even I took myself some classes. I know how to make some symbols, and so just in order to know more and to put the character in the right direction. But finally, unfortunately, because I think it's a great sequence, but in terms of rhythm, it wasn't the right place to put in the movie, so it didn't make the cut. But we know that there is some common connections with the deaf world. Yeah. It was, in some ways, it was easy, because I was making a pitch in Galicia. I live in Barcelona. Galicia is in the west side of Spain, and there was a pitching forum for presenting the films, trying to get some financial support and whatever. And I was presenting the film. I had maybe 20 minutes for having a speech. We had a trailer, teaser, and Marta was there in the audience. I didn't know. And afterwards, she contacted me and she told me, "I want to be in your film." We made an audition. It wasn't the only actress that we considered for the part, but there was no discussion. I mean, she was our main character. It was very, very clear. Okay. What do you want? The real explanation or invented one? No, the real one is we had 3 stories at the beginning. One is the film that she's editing in the editing room. That's the one. 2 is the story of C, of the main character that we have. And 3 was an epilogue that was never shot. So finally we only have 1, which is 2. But we maintain the original title because it's some ways cryptic, and there are some connections too that we discovered afterwards. For example, 3 is when you put the countdown when a film starts, it's 8, 7, the beep of the sync comes when the 3 is, we are watching 3, so we decided there are some connections, so we decided to keep it. But the international title is Out of Sync, which describes directly what's happening in the film. So.